What movies did we talk about today?
All Mad Max.
So many movies. So there are spoilers everywhere. All of the Mad Maxes, probably House. We talked about Godzilla some.
Is this every spoiler we're talking about Godzilla?
Yeah.
I think so.
We just talked about it, so.
Okay.
See?
Shit.
Godzilla.
God damn, it's
House
in.
is important.
You,
Yeah, we
you
got House.
haven't seen House yet.
I
What
want to
else
spoil
did
Oh
we
wait,
talk
yes you
about?
have. Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of the
we talked about
series.
it a lot, but I can't remember anymore.
I'm thinking of the series.
If you don't want just
There
any
are
movie
spoilers
being spoiled, you don't want.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Too many to know.
Too many.
Sorry.
So enjoy.
We didn't keep it in our pants.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to Four Real Friends, where we talk about movies
You suck.
and junk. And I'm here with
You fucking suck.
John,
You're a piece
That's
of
John's
shit.
arm.
Ryan,
You suck.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to introduce myself
and
at all.
Nathan.
Thanks.
No, I'm going to
You're
introduce
taking it from me.
everybody.
I already hate
Now,
this.
now they don't get to hear my voice combined with my name, so they know who is talking.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the point of that in a
Okay.
podcast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you even say your name?
no, not yet, because I'm getting barraged by
You don't
fuckers.
even remember your name.
See, I knew it.
For real friends, we're not friends.
No, no.
Fuck you, get out.
There'd be an A otherwise.
And I'm
Spelling
Andrew.
Anyways,
What?
I thought you were introing
What,
us.
That's
yeah, what
done.
movie are we talking about?
Yeah, you didn't
God
talk
damn
about.
it.
Oh, no, I thought I sucked, so you guys go for it.
No, that was just us having
Okay.
fun. Anyways,
Yeah.
we're going to be
Cut.
talking about Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah,
Furry Road.
Furry Road.
Oh my god, so many furries in this.
Oh.
They switched from the BDSM
Mhm.
of the past
Yeah.
and went for furries because that's another apocalypse.
well, yeah, it's a nice way
Bronies.
to bring out a different element of the horrific future.
Yes.
By having these creepy people in dirty costumes with stains all over the genital region.
Oh, you're going to Comic-Con?
Yeah. Yeah, Fury Road.
Oh,
Don't drop
broke your
shit.
phone
Damn.
because it's an
Actually, I
iPhone.
Don't worry, you can put it on a suit of armor.
I have it in a suit of armor.
Anyways, so yeah, Fury Road.
It's not Nokia.
It's a Mad Max sequel? Quote?
Well,
Question mark?
okay.
sequel
Mad
reboot.
Max Adventure.
No. I
Hmm.
think that
Yeah.
it is a sequel. Like, I know that we've somewhat touched on this, so we're going
It's-
to bring up the points, but I still think it's a sequel. The few points that I think you brought up was
It's
the car.
yeah, because in Thunder...
Beyond Thunderdome
Beyond
is the third
Thunderdome,
one.
Yeah.
he doesn't have his car anymore.
Yeah, but-
he's in some like Land Rover that's being towed by
That's fine. He's also in the
horses.
plane, and he's in a nice world by the end.
Right.
In the movie, they actually show the people that
The people,
he was
yeah.
supposed to be defending in the
Right.
third one,
Yeah.
and he couldn't defend them. So there's a
Something
huge chunk of
happened.
time
Right.
Yeah.
to where he got fucked up
There's-
and started acting weird,
According
and maybe
to
got
the
his car back. Or
director,
car.
it's technically a sequel,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I think it
Um,
can, yeah.
there are some
It
points
honestly
that don't
can be
make
considered
sense.
any of them, and it doesn't
yeah.
matter.
He basically said chronologically there's no placement for it.
Yeah.
But
I would think that it has to be after, but not a set amount of time after.
right.
Yeah.
But his car also got destroyed in
You can get a new car.
Yeah.
the exact same
But
car.
not that car.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Why can't you?
It's
Because that was actually a custom made one from the first movie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, not a car guy, so I wouldn't know that.
Yeah. Well,
no,
I mean,
but-
in the
but
first one, it was
the
custom
car-
built to be like the fastest, the highest horsepower.
The car itself. I mean, you
But
could
also,
say that the car
first
itself
Mad
is a
Max
character.
is a little disconnected from the rest of them.
It
Yeah.
is and isn't. If you
That's what I
watch it
mean.
again, like, I mean, you know, granted, it was coming from me when I was a kid when I didn't really
Yeah.
understand it, but watching it again, chronologically, it does make sense
It-
because it
it-
was
no, it
just
does.
just during the fall of
But,
humanity.
but there's
to
definitely
where,
a disconnect
you
in feel from the first Mad Max
Yeah.
to the rest of them.
know, well, the movie is off of a $10,000
Yeah.
budget, so
No, I
the
know,
first
but,
movie.
but I'm
The
still,
first movie was
still
good.
the setting was a lot more. Everything was a lot tamer. Everything did, but like you said, it was closer to the actual event,
Right.
so people didn't have time to generate.
Filled up these crazy societies
Yeah,
that we see
so
in
like,
this one.
so it is a bit. So let's speak. Actually, now that we're kind of talking about the different movies, Fury Road, does it match up to the rest of the movies?
I think it
Do you
matches
think
up
it both fits
amazingly.
alongside?
Honestly, I think it is, and I mean, I do think it is a good sequel. I know
Mhm.
time they could fit in another movie that is a prequel to this one.
Yeah.
But I think that it is, it fits wonderfully. Max himself has gone through shit, and he's trying to deal with it, and I think it's a
Yeah.
wonderful, like, story about him dealing with all of that and the stuff that we don't get to see. We don't. It's the classic Arthurian style to where you have your hero. It starts out halfway through. You don't get to see
his story before.
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
like you don't
he's
care about.
chained up for the first half of the movie.
Exactly.
He can't do shit.
You know about Mad Max at this point. You know he's some sort of
Yeah.
badass. But everything at this point in his life is fucking shitty. Something's happened in the last 10 years to where he's fucked up from even the last one where he had a bit of hope. And that's kind of a theme in the movie. He needs to regain hope.
Yeah.
That's the big thing though. He never had hope because in the third movie he never went on the plane. He let everybody else go and he wandered back off into the wild. That's the thing with his characters. He's never been the one to be in the community.
He's
He's
not
always
seeking-
been the one
He's
that
not seeking
he goes,
salvation
"I'm-"
for himself. He's
Yeah.
seeking salvation for others.
Yeah.
He's always trying to help, but never find redemption.
But he never wants to help at the same time.
Yeah.
He's forced into the situation
And that's one of those
so that
things-
he can live.
Going back to what I was saying about does this fit? Like a lot of people were saying this movie doesn't star Mad Max. It stars Fury because like
Furiosa.
Furiosa,
Furiosa,
yeah. Because like he doesn't do anything and he just ends up getting roped into helping these people. Like, that's almost every Mad Max
Yeah.
is him getting roped into helping somebody and he has to just work with them.
Let's go over this.
Yeah.
First movie, he was part of a police force that was trying to keep all the rebel gangs
He's
down.
a retired police officer.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then his crew got killed, so he was like, "Fuck this! I'm
Yeah.
retiring. I don't want to die." Moved away to a beach with his family. They killed it. They hunted him down, killed his
Yeah.
family. So he went on the hunt.
Yeah.
He was forced to go after them for revenge.
Yeah.
Second movie,
Became fun.
helps
he
the
ran
oil-
out of gas.
Yeah, he helps the oil people in
Yeah.
exchange for some oil. That's
so
like,
third movie,
He
he
gets
had
entered
nothing.
into the Thunderdome.
And, yeah, he got entered into
and
the
so he has to
Thunderdome.
fight against the oppressive people that are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like every movie, he's being pushed into these situations, and he just happens to be the badass who can handle it.
He
Yeah.
became the road warrior.
Yeah,
He is the road warrior.
good input, Andrew.
Wow, thank you.
Well,
You're awfully quiet.
Yeah,
Did-
I know. I'm giving you CS. But
Oh! Is it time for a sass bass?
No, that's a different series. Different series. Shut it up.
I just wanted to make Andrew laugh.
Yeah.
that's mess.
But so yeah, I mean, I personally I haven't seen with every movie. I see parts of them, but I never see the whole thing. So I've seen most of the other Mad Maxes, aside from the first.
I don't remember Mad Max Part 1. I
Yeah.
really
A
don't.
lot of people
it's
don't.
honestly, it's a very easily forgotten movie.
I-
Because
say-
it
I
doesn't
could-
have the character of the other two, so
I could say
It
I
fades
saw
into
it.
obscurity.
I know I saw it.
but you don't remember.
it. Yeah, exactly. I would have to watch it again.
But like
Yeah.
this one, this is the one that I was just like, oh wow, I really fucking like this. It really caught me. I really like Fury Road.
What was it that caught your attention the most?
One was
The fact that it grabbed your dick and fucking ran with it in
pretty
awesomest
much,
glory.
Like the movie almost is for like the first 2/3 one continuous car chase.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
And it doesn't hold up, like let up, and it doesn't become boring.
Never.
No,
That's-
because there's new elements that they keep introducing.
Yeah, and at no point does it even wear like we don't even get dialogue between Max and Furiosa until like they get out of the swamp area and it's just them and Max wakes up in the car freaking out and they just kind of have this casual conversation of I'm seeking redemption, me too.
Well, it's not even.
Yeah.
It's not even
Like-
really a conversation. It's just like a few words.
That's what I
exchanged.
mean.
Yeah,
That's
and-
the
but you don't need any more.
In that
yeah,
world,
that's
that's
one
all
of
you
the
need.
crazy things I really like about it. For as much as people like, it's just people killing each other. So much is said without words in this
Yeah.
movie. That's what really.
Oh, yeah.
No, like the acting I think is great. I mean,
Yeah.
Charlize Theron I've always thought is a wonderful
Always
actress. In this, her missing the arm and everything, like I forgot that she actually
actually has a real
was
arm?
supposed to have an arm.
Yeah.
Because she was just doing a wonderful job, and her as a character
I mean,
is
just,
badass.
not just that, but like just the way the world is like, like when I can't what's the
Immortan Joe.
Immortan Joe when he runs into his little like harem area.
yeah.
You already doesn't have to tell you that he has a harem area. You can tell by all the writing on the walls exactly what happened there. You can tell by all the fat pregnant chick being hooked up to the milking machines that they're
Yeah.
being used for that. No words are said. Like so, when the women are like, "We're trying to escape," you already know why they're trying to escape. You know exactly what the hellhole is.
Well, you get
they
the
ran
sense from the waterfall or the how little
Sense
the
of
water
power that he had.
oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get the, but I mean, but the brides of Immortan Joe. I already forgot.
Immortan.
Emotin?
Immortan.
Immortan.
So-
Immortal,
Yeah,
but Immortan.
emoji.
Yeah,
Joe.
they don't know how to speak.
Yeah.
Emoji Joe.
Emoji Joe.
But it's something that's missing from a lot of film nowadays.
yeah.
That is, show us, don't tell us.
Mhm.
The fact that they need a ton of dialogue to give you this, like, grand story.
My
It's like,
name is
no, no, no.
Immortan Joe. I have a harem, and I
Yeah.
am fiercely defending
You
them.
don't need that.
Yeah,
You
so-
get shown his power over people.
Yeah.
You get to see just how much of a jerk this guy is to the world, just like to everybody.
Yeah.
How, like, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And you don't ever get to, like, oh, that guy's a bad guy. You never hear that.
No.
You
But
never. I
you
don't want to
know-
go back to
Yeah.
Immortan Joe. He like it.
That's the worst-
They
yeah.
felt abused. You could see that they like felt abused.
Yeah.
He
but
acts
they
like
also.
a bad guy. Sounds like a bad guy. He looks like a bad guy.
I mean, yeah,
you,
like,
you,
it's
you,
all
Well,
that.
that's
you
been all
just
Mad
need the
Max. That's
visual.
all they do that.
You need
Yeah,
the visual
but-
cues, but
Well,
that's wonderful. You have hints towards it, and you
Yeah.
only need those hints to piece together the story.
Exactly. Like that's what I mean. So much gets said in this movie without actual words.
Yep.
And for a movie that's like it's just cars and blowing shit up, like you don't expect that kind of subtlety. You
Well,
don't.
but that's
Hey,
but that's
and
the-
guitars with fire.
and yeah.
that's
Flamethrower
the same.
guitars.
That's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Fine.
That's the thing is you can watch this movie as just a movie that's shut your brain off and watch fucking.
No,
explosions.
Of course you
agree.
can.
Here's what's happening.
But you can also
Here's
watch
why.
a deeper story.
Oh, you can always apply your narrative to a movie
Oh,
like this. No, you really can. No, there are plenty of
You
people that
can.
have been doing it.
Yeah.
They're the people that like
Yeah.
the like fucking bodybuilders.com type people.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a really
It is.
website,
It
but
probably-
okay.
Sure it is.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that's not actually the people I'm talking about. Maybe it is.
Beefybuilders.com.
Beefy Builders. Oh my god, that's a porn site.
That's-
Yeah.
Porn.
It's gotta be.
But
porn.
anyways,
Don't search
it's
that up.
the people that like think that this movie should have been like uber masculine, and honestly, like it's muscle cars fucking blowing shit up. It's
Yeah.
plenty masculine to me.
Yeah.
But
But
one of the
they think
heroes
it's-
is a girl, so that's emasculating.
But they like think it's a feminist movie because yeah, there's a lot of points in the movie that you can see feminism
Well-
in it, but that's what you are looking for,
Right.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion
Well,
of it. Like,
part of it, I mean, I don't know if any of you guys heard about this, but they actually did bring in the woman who wrote the vagina monologues to consult on the movie.
really?
Yes.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, she actually had input on the movie, and so there was a feminist narrative that was being put into the movie.
Huh.
To some extent, at
But
any
can't
point.
have
You know,
a character,
that's something.
but-
That's something.
like
finish your point.
Yeah,
and I'll
but here's
bring
the
in
thing,
mine.
like, you can read a lot of that feminist stuff. The women, we had the old women as the heroes who come back to help
Yeah.
them. We
They're
have
badass,
They don't need men in their
they're,
society.
they're badass, and they're also very pure, as opposed to the other three factions we see. One being the hedonistic pleasure people, the capitalist fat guy, and the warmonger. Like, that's pure anti-capitalism right there for their like bullshit.
Yeah,
narrative.
and
So, like,
and
there's-
anti-patriarchy.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The men are in control.
The
and they
men are in
destroy
control.
things.
The women are impregnated and hooked up to giant milking machines. It's all fucking there. But here's the thing. If this is what a feminist movie is, I'm totally fine with that. Because it was a good movie regardless of any of that stuff. That stuff didn't make it bad.
See,
And it didn't bother
It
me.
did- it
Like
didn't
I wasn't. Oh my god, feminists are right.
yeah.
No,
It's still
because
a
like that's
movie,
the thing. They made sure to vilify this stuff to such an extent that you cannot disagree with it. You can't sit there and say
Yeah.
like, "There's a justified reason why he's fucking these girls in this little like pleasure dome."
No, he
The-
is evil.
yeah, they
So the whole feminist thing, like, yeah, I can see it being feminist. I don't feel that it is feminist. And with the whole vagina monologues being brought in, is that a feminist thing being put into it, or is it them trying to avoid?
feminist criticism.
That's,
Because-
I mean, yeah,
In a
feminist
movie
criticism.
that could be considered uber
yeah,
masculine.
Yeah, or they're just trying to avoid
I mean,
that. Like, hey, we don't want the women to look weak
Yeah.
because if you're surviving in this type of environment, you're not going to be weak.
Yeah.
If you're going to be Furiosa, you're going to be one fucking tough cookie.
Yeah. Well,
and, you
No,
know,
right. It's true. If you're gonna be fucking, go with me on this, locked up in space with a fucking alien, you're gonna be Ellen Ripley.
right.
Like you're gonna
be that
You're
or
gonna
dead.
become
Yeah.
badass.
The only
Yeah.
reason that we actually are following your story right now is because you're an interesting character.
Yes.
That is the
Despite
difference
gender.
between.
Yeah.
No, despite gender.
Despite gender.
That's why, like, so often you don't get the feminist movie because the characters in them they're written as a man is in power. That is like the man is in power, so he gets the leading role. He is that last person to survive. I mean, there's plenty of other stories where the woman is able to be that main character because she actually has the power in that situation. But that's kind of the problem with saying like, oh, we don't have a good, strong female character. It's like, yes, we do. It's just we don't have them all the time, and that's your problem with it.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen all the time because that's not the story we're telling. It's the Bechdel test.
Oh yeah.
Garbage.
Garbage.
And the guy that wrote it said that I wish I never wrote it because it's supposed to be like a joke.
Oh God, yeah. I remember.
So
Okay,
you,
yeah, I
you
remember
can't
that.
have if you have two women on screen talking not about the main character. It's like
They have to talk more than 5 minutes without talking about a man.
Yeah. So the thing is half the movies out there there's male protagonists. You have dialogue
You
to
have to.
drive story.
Yeah.
So yeah, this movie has enough female characters in it to probably pass the Bechdel test.
Yeah.
But then again, there's not that much dialogue, so that still fails. Doesn't it?
Yeah. In a way, I mean, actually, yeah, I'm
They're
pretty
not-
sure every point of dialogue is either between Furiosa and Max, which involves a man and a woman,
They're-
or the women talking about not going back to the man who had them enslaved.
Exactly.
So at no point does
Well,
it.
I mean, there was the older
But-
ladies, but they were they
But-
brought up
Volvina.
you know,
Yeah.
they
I love that one.
Volvolina Troy, yeah.
Yeah.
Little secret there.
Honest to God, I did not pick that up.
I didn't pick
Oh,
it
I
up.
left.
I didn't either.
I went.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't either.
I
was just
watched
like,
it the
dude,
second
that
time,
fucking
and I was
guy.
like totally keeping my ear out for every. And it wasn't just Volvolina. There was a bunch of
Oh, no,
other
there's-
things
Oh yeah,
within that. And
but
it's
that was
like,
one. When they
wow.
said it, it just passed by me as a bunch of syllables that made like
Yeah.
interesting tribe noise. Like I didn't even think, oh, vulva, duh.
No,
Yeah.
at that point in the movie, I was too immersed and be like, "Oh, cool, fuck
Yeah,
yeah, all
yeah.
right."
I was kind of in
I
that
love the
rifle.
Pussy Tribe.
Andrew's sitting there going, dude. If I found some naked lady on a big old tower in the middle of the desert, I'd be down for that.
I'd give her my tower in the middle of a desert.
I'd fall for that
Oh
trap.
no! When that first happened, I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then then you get a close up. I'm like, "Man, they're really weather worn." Nice. I really like that because it was one of those moments like, "Hey, this is gonna be awesome." Oh no, they're actually like
Yeah,
they're
actually
still part of the
hardened
world.
yeah.
Like the only people that looked kind of nice were the people that were locked up
That were
and
locked up
away
and
from
treated
the
as
world.
porcelain dolls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, right. I mean, and you bring up the girl, naked and stuff like that. I didn't even get that sense because as soon as they show her, you see Charlotte Sims like, "No, it's a trap." Or,
Yeah.
or it was Max saying
Max,
it's
yeah.
a trap. And at that point in the movie, you already know, you have an idea of how gritty the world is.
Yeah.
You're all like, okay.
Why the fuck is she up there?
There's no like, hey.
No, I'm just
yeah,
joking
baby.
with you. But yeah, ultimately, I don't think it. I mean,
Well,
yes,
it's-
like you said,
If you
it
wanna
has
see it, it's
aspects.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to see it, it's there. But to me, it's more. I could see it more as they didn't want to make what is a very strong female character have weaknesses or flaws by the way that she never fucked her way to
Yeah.
become
Well, yeah.
Furiosa. She had scraped.
She was a
scraped
badass.
and fought.
Like the guys were like going up. What are we doing, boss?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like
It was-
they're
It was like,
Unquestioned.
unquestioned.
too.
too.
there's a change in plan. Okay, boss says that the change in
Not-
plan.
not-
let's
not
go.
e- she just
And then
said
they
we're-
start
we're going
fighting,
there.
For
We're
her.
fighting someone else, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Wait, we're fighting them?" It's like, "Yeah, we're fighting them." Like they
they
Okay, boss.
They, yeah.
And then as soon as other ones were there, it's like, "Oh wait, no, she's wrong. Fuck." And she's like, "Yeah, bam."
yeah.
If you even want to think about it, I mean, all the males portrayed in there
Even
were
Max is
all dumb, were all
vilified
stupid,
to some
We're
extent.
all,
Brutish.
brutish, yeah.
Yes.
All the women, collected in some way.
All the women were either porcelain dolls treasured
Intelligent.
treasured by men or women who survived without male power. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so that's what I mean. There's this,
They have
there
the
is this
pussy on the
feminist
pedestal
narrative
versus-
in
yeah.
there, but like it doesn't ruin the movie.
No,
No,
and not only that, but
it doesn't make me think I'm a feminist
No,
whatsoever.
and
I
it doesn't
have
push.
a problem with
It doesn't really
neo-feminism,
push an
but-
ideology. Like the old women vulva tribe don't sit there and be like, "We're super successful. We're the best ever." They're suffering too.
The one problem I had with that part though is when there were men, they were almost ready to shoot them. It's like, okay, but you
Yeah.
still
'Cause they can't
biologically
coexist
need.
with them. No. See what I got out of it is that they know that.
Yeah,
but in that
that's kinda
time,
how
they
it-
can't coexist with them.
That's exactly how I felt. Is
Yeah.
they're so far out from where the other main civilizations have been built that they know, just like they were in the green place, they knew that they were a separate tribe, and like Andrew said, they can't coexist. They're men versus women, and they have to fight. They have to be ruthless as soon as they see that. A guy would pull up and see a naked chick up there that's screaming for my help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go rape that.
Yeah.
And they knew that.
And
they were
and they
using
instantly
that.
destroy.
Yeah. But,
So
and really, we should probably wrap up this
Yeah.
discussion
Yeah.
just because honestly, there's way more.
Yeah,
plenty
no,
of
like
discussion.
I mean, we could go on forever.
we're not the
I was gonna
experts
say,
on this.
I was
so
gonna
mean,
say there's plenty of this crap all over the internet already.
yeah, you don't
so-
want to hear another.
well,
one.
we're also
We
not
should
getting
all-
a female perspective of this
No,
either.
so
So
we
not,
are-
Well,
not
no,
very
the thing
fair.
is with feminism, you don't necessarily need a female.
I
to
know,
tell
but you need a
what's
vagina.
right. You need a feminist to tell you what's
and,
right.
and you can have a dick and be a feminist.
Well, those are just
Sort
white
of.
knights.
sort of. But
You got to
but
be
I mean,
peon
to,
there.
to go back to the whole like
Neo-feminism. I'm only making fun of that.
Yeah, vagina monologues is like by modern day feminism, vagina monologues isn't considered feminist anymore. So like that kind of shows like where
Yeah.
this lies in the feminist spectrum. So like just to wrap up, we should just kind of get back to the movie. So
Well,
let's talk.
Well, no. Kind of continuing on with it just a little
Okay.
bit, but would you say that Mad Max is still the star of the movie, or is it Furiosa?
No.
I
Mad
think
Max is the
I
star
think
of the
they
movie.
share the spotlight.
Yeah, very much
The
sharing.
credits, they actually share it perfectly.
Yeah.
They actually have both their names up at the
Well,
same
because
time.
when you look at it, both characters are essentially the same thing. A badass who has suffered something in all this world, yet they seek to do good by others.
Yep.
They're pretty much... She's the female
They're
version.
they're both
Yeah.
like we said, they're both forced into that
Yeah,
position.
where Ma-
she was
where-
kidnapped and she realized I'm gonna have to build up myself
to help others.
to help others and free myself.
Yeah.
Like I saw it as she was freeing herself, and then she realized the plight that
Yeah.
the girls were going through, and
Well, yeah,
decided
and
to.
like she and Max
deal with
both
that.
had the same objective: redemption for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they both Max suffers mental scars. She suffers a missing arm. They both have lost something.
Yes, very much so.
So like they are very much the same character, just different gender from different origins.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I would say yeah, they equally share the spotlight.
And
And-
same thing, like you said, equal spotlight. The movie couldn't have been without Furiosa starting what she did.
Yeah, and it couldn't have
And
been without Max.
they would have ended if Max
hadn't been there.
hadn't decided to take them along. Because
Yeah.
he could have easily. Well, I
Oh,
mean,
multiple times Max could have screwed them over as
But
much as
the ocean.
Yeah.
The ocean scene where they're leaving and
They're
he
walking to
goes
death.
back and he's like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're wrong. And I
Here-
need
yeah.
to step in once more.
exactly why it's not a feminist movie. The man knew what
Well,
to do.
Does it matter?
God.
Does it matter that Max wasn't even in the movie at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
We just.
It
We
wasn't.
just said-
It wasn't
yeah.
a Mad Max movie if it didn't have him.
no, like,
like-
title aside, he still needs to be there as a catalyst
yeah,
to multiple
that is what
events.
Max has been in
you
all
need
the movies.
you need to have the redemption for the what are they, the something boys, the Chrome
War
boys?
Boys.
War Boys.
War Boys.
Yeah.
So for the War Boy, you need him to be there,
Oh,
kind of
nuts.
to bring him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the girl is his real redemption, but his
But
story.
she wouldn't have realized it if it wasn't for Max. Also.
No.
Because-
He was in the back, pretty much
No.
dying.
But
and she was-
I'm saying because she would feared like the women feared
No,
all of
the
them.
redhead was in the back, and she saw him there, and are you
No,
okay?
no,
He's-
not at
he's
that
saying
moment. I'm saying
previous to
previous
that.
before Nux was even there. They and before Max was there is all those women were fearing everyone. When Max walked up,
that's true.
They all feared him, and they realized once he was in the car and helping them that not everybody's the same.
Not only
Yeah,
that,
Not
but
everybody's there to rule over me and
Yeah,
you know.
there are evil people. Men are not evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
Well,
the same thing with Nux.
and
is,
also in this world, the War Boys are subservient to Emoton Joe and Immortan. Goddamn, I already
Emoji
fucked it up.
Joe.
Emoji Joe.
Emoji
and
Joe.
those girls are basically Immortan Joe's, property. So
Right.
they don't have to necessarily fear a War Boy just because he's there.
right.
So that also is kind of
No, they're gonna fear
Yeah, I
somebody
didn't
that.
think about that.
so-
That's actually kind of shit.
Yeah, that's why it's almost like a princess fearing a soldier in a castle. Like, no, I know he's a servant of war, but he serves me.
Well,
kind
it's
of
also
thing.
the point that she found him at.
Yeah, he was
in the back,
he was fetal position.
in a fetal position,
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah,
and
so
she
he was
walked
in a
up and
very
was like,
vulnerable
"Hey."
position. So what did she have to fear too
Yeah.
much of? So yeah. So now let's talk about the actual movie and not narratives that we've seen in the movie. So first off, the one thing we talked about quite a bit was the beforehand was the props. The fact that they didn't use
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
No,
they
no
minimized
CGI.
CGI.
The
Yeah.
guitar actually shot fire and played.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
That-
sorry.
Those scenes,
Amazing.
they were also going 50 miles an hour with the guy playing the guitar strapped with bungee cords to the roof of the which actually that car was the base car was
a dump truck.
no, it's
or
a military rocket launcher.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like a V2 rocket?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Shit.
Oh, I
Well,
thought
not
it
a
was a
V2,
giant
but, like,
garbage
whatever
truck.
those, like,
yeah,
gigantic-
the one that
yeah.
they tilt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
awesome.
yeah,
Bad.
so that was the only vehicle that they could find that was big enough to mount a shit ton of speakers and,
And all the
drummers.
drums.
All the
Oh,
drums.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, I
the,
love that
the
vehicle.
visual, yeah, that kind of crap really fucking. That just shows their dedication to, again, like we were saying before, showing the story, not like giving us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
you get to see what these people do.
It's almost like a tribal sense of
Yeah.
where you need that like angry rock music, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
Warriors, Vikings to the
you know,
max.
yeah.
A little off subject of the real stuff, but that music, just having that guitar,
Oh, yeah.
I watch. I've seen the movie
Yeah.
twice. It was amazing to me that I didn't really ever hear music. I never really in movies hear music, like unless
it
it's
was
really
there.
obvious. But I didn't pay attention to it until they were there, and it would be coming in, and it was
You
always
hear it.
setting the scene.
Yeah, it was always that.
You know, when they
guitar.
Yeah.
got
You're
to
like, shit, they're
yeah,
close.
when they got to the bog,
Yeah.
it's
It slowed in, yeah.
dun 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 dun, and he stopped
Yeah.
when they came to a halt.
Yeah. No, that's
Um,
like.
No,
you know,
I-
and that's where later on he's sleeping in the sling, and
Yeah.
they started going, and he started playing.
Yeah,
again.
he jumps up and starts
Um,
playing. So
I mean that I just found, just amazing that
yeah,
they
no,
were able
the props
to
were
do
great.
that. Yeah,
and they could have
Oh.
easily have CG'd so much
Oh,
of that shit.
so much.
but
of
you
it.
know that's the thing is I love that they didn't
Oh,
because
yeah.
there's always no matter how good CGI is,
It's always
there's
a-
always going to be that scene
a
where
disconnect
you're
from
like
reality.
that person
Yeah.
moved just wrong.
Or
that
uncanny valley.
if
No,
the
yeah,
car
the-
flipped
the-
over, it would have flipped over just wrong. The tail would have whipped out a little bit too weak.
Yeah.
The one part that I really, there's a few parts that you can tell are supposed to be 3D because every movie is marketed
Yeah.
for 3D.
Right.
To where something flies at the screen and you're like, well, that went to CG, and you could tell when it went to CG.
Yeah.
And it was like badass moment, and then like, oh, I'm out because
Yeah.
I can tell that that's CG.
Yep. Moved me out.
Exactly.
a little bit.
And it's just like, okay, when you have that moment of slight unrealness, you're back to reality.
Yeah,
you
you get
are
taken
watching
out.
a movie.
Did you see it? Like feel that there was any parts in those? In this
Yes.
one?
Yeah, that's
what,
what you
what
said.
part? What part? Like
There's a part where one of the cars breaks down and a part of it flies at the screen because it's supposed to be 3D.
Towards
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt
all
like
the
really,
parts.
huh?
Towards
Oh
the
yeah,
end, all the
especially that
parts.
one part
In
with the
very slow
flame
motion.
guitar slings back and
wow,
forth
yeah.
with the pass.
Like, there's a
that's a
few
perfect
like that.
example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is-
but
Well,
it's
I'm
not-
thinking you
it's
guys
not
were
too
saying
much.
the
It's not
the,
constant.
No, it's not constant
No,
at all.
it's only used sparingly.
I thought you guys were talking about the pole boys. As
Oh
3D.
no.
Because
no,
those
the
were
Pole
all
Boys were
those
awesome.
were all
real.
Mhm.
Yeah.
real things.
Yeah. No, you-
And what's his name actually got injured from doing the pole one
Oh,
where he
like-
was like right by the ground.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got injured, and
Tom
everybody was
Hardy.
like, "Yeah, Tom Hardy." Everybody was worried that like it was serious.
Yeah.
No, I could definitely appreciate the work that goes into that because when after seeing that, seeing most movies with CGI, I mean, if I go back and see Age of Ultron right now,
Yeah.
Right.
I don't get that same sense.
No.
Oh, I don't like.
You
I don't get
definitely
the pump
see the
from
cheesiness.
Oh,
the.
yeah.
You definitely see, and it's like
That's
oh,
what I'm
Mad
talking
Max.
about.
That battle
Is
moment.
you watch a
CG
movie
doesn't-
with real stuff
CG
versus
doesn't-
CGI, and like I said, you always get that the physics that doesn't
CG
quite
doesn't
look
carry
right.
the right
And,
weight.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
the CG always has a little bit of floatiness to it.
It's
That's
like-
the problem with
it's
it.
like when the Pirates movies started doing that. They actually built boats. They actually built the
Yeah.
sets. They actually built these giant things, and it definitely made the movie a lot
Right.
better.
It makes
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I
You
would.
can immerse more into it.
Yeah.
I wish I
and-
could see more of that.
and
Well,
of
actually, a
course,
lot of people are doing more of
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
kind of nice.
They're doing more grandiose stuff.
It's Hollywood.
You
Like
know,
that's what it is.
Well,
you know?
that's what I'm saying. Is it's no longer going to be like just green screen. It's going to be they're starting to make that long hallway
yeah.
that goes down and at the end of it is going to be the green
Yeah.
screen, so that they can add it to make it go on for miles longer.
No, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah,
And
and
so-
I'm glad that's starting to become realized more because as we've all seen, CG has aged poorly.
Right.
But certain movies that do the nice combination of the two
Yeah.
age pretty well. I mean, Jurassic Park still holds up pretty
Oh,
well today.
amazing.
It does,
But
and that's a
for-
good mix.
But the thing
Yeah.
is I'm amazed that the tech is getting better, but I feel like we're getting lazier with it. I mean,
We
it's
are.
just
Yeah.
the quick
Oh,
slap
yeah.
on
Oh,
sticker,
yeah.
and that kind of looks wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, people were doing it like taking days and days for a single scene. Now it's like, yeah, I can do that in an hour and we'll be good. It's like, the care from it is gone.
Yeah.
What was the
Oh,
So
yeah.
the fact that they're building all of these fucking cars that are scrap metaled together,
Oh,
the
yeah.
first
piecemeal
one
together,
is really
Oh,
complex 3D.
so good.
What was it? Which one had? What was the car that had the tank treads? The
Oh,
Camaro?
it was an El
Challenger.
Camino.
El Camino. Yeah.
It was an El
Was it
Camino
El
with.
Camino?
that
Or was it
shit
I'm pretty
is
sure it
I,
was
I, don't, I
beautiful.
don't think it was an El Camino.
I think it's a Challenger.
Watching it again, it wasn't an El Camino.
Tank Challenger.
They just chopped off the back.
Oh, okay.
Either way, that's just
No, that-
fucking
that-
beautiful.
Oh no, yeah, like right when that rolled up, I'm like,
Yeah, that's
so
yeah, that's
badass.
a total moment of joy of seeing that car.
Having said that, do you guys have a favorite vehicle in that movie?
Well, yeah, actually, easily.
I mean, it pretty much comes between the music war truck
Yeah.
and the
No, right. 'cause they all
Challenger
have
tank
their,
treads.
Yeah.
all the cars have their. They're almost
they're
like their
characters.
own
I don't.
character.
Yeah,
The cars are
The
characters.
moment-
that's a hard choice for me because I had a lot of ones that I like.
Opening scene, the moment I saw Max's car fucking get fucked over, I'm like, oh,
and
no!
then they brought it back.
And they brought it back. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's his car.
And no, I love that they had fucked with it though.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You bro."
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all
But
the
I
little
also like
nods.
that they never gave it back to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lost
So
it.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would not like. Yeah, the
He's
car
on-
was part of his character for a long time. So was his gun that they
Yeah.
actually fucked with. Because throughout the entire movie, Mad Max is not the same Mad Max. He is still challenged through everything.
Right.
He's fucked up at
just
this point.
like he.
So his car is fucked up. His gun is fucked up.
Yeah.
His life is fucked up.
Again,
That's
there's the whole
showing
theme of
that
Lost.
telling.
The gun.
Whole theme of Lost. He lost the people. He's losing the car.
Yeah.
He's losing. Yeah, he's
He had,
just,
he had to
it's
be
that
stripped
road.
down so he could
There's
build
some Easter
himself
eggs
back
with the
up.
gun that I want to bring up, but
Do tell.
the thing with the cars, that's very hard because they are characters in it, like we said, and I really don't know. I want to say Immortan Joe's car was my favorite. Forget what it was called.
I don't know what it's called, but
Yeah, it had a name, and they did say it like quickly, but
Yeah, I think
was
I-
cool.
I- because flame guitar.
Flame Guitar was cool, but
like
I don't know if
no,
it was
but
because of the truck or
that's
the flame
thing
guitar.
is I love the flame guitar. I love the idea of
Yeah.
war drums on it.
Yeah.
That vehicle concept
pure,
is
from a pure
great for me.
style point, though,
I love that.
That's beautiful. Like, no, I mean even the war, whatever they were driving, the big war
rig.
war rig. Like
Yeah.
even that's cool, but like it doesn't have the same flair.
Yeah.
That's
No.
the thing.
I would have to say mine in the whole movie was Knox's car.
The little buggy
Yeah.
Or
kind
Knox.
of thing.
Yeah. Was it?
it was like a
it-
50s car.
I know the spiky buggies were there.
Wait,
What?
Nux's car is Mad Max's car.
The
No,
one that
it was
No,
not.
no.
no.
Nux's other guy, his buddy, was
Yeah.
driving.
Oh, that's
Max's
right.
car.
No,
his brother,
he
right?
didn't drive. Well, he
was on it.
eventually drove it, but
Yeah.
They used
he
his
jumped
blood.
onto it
No,
after
Nux's car was.
Nux's car
It was
was
almost a
down.
VW. It was like a bug that had like, I don't know, had
No,
a back
it
panel put on
was
it to
like
ride.
a 40s, 50s
It was a hot
car.
rod, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a hot
Was it
rod.
hot?
Hot rod.
Oh yeah, it was a hot rod.
That's
one
my
was
fucking
cool.
favorite. And
Okay.
then you fucking powered by the blood of the road warrior. Like, what
Oh
the
no,
fuck is
that's
that? And
like
the
I love
flames
that
shoot at
concept.
you, like,
Don't get
whoa.
addicted to water. Water will rule your life. It's like no, water is the source of their
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
They need water.
But that's the thing.
that's
is that's
propaganda.
his
He's
way of
creating a
keeping
man.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a tyrant's way.
yeah. No, it's perfect.
I mean, yeah.
Again, show don't tell.
Exactly. No, so good.
That's what makes
Ugh.
it.
We had the oil wars, and now we have the water wars. You know?
But what I was saying about the Easter egg,
The gun.
sawed-off shotgun.
yeah.
It's the second time it's misfired on Mad Max.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yep. In the original, or in Mad Max Road Warrior, it backfired on him when he was trying to. I think it was on. I want to say it was to the gyrocopter guy.
Okay.
He walked up to him and he was like, and it failed.
God, I gotta rewatch.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that they keep throwing in shit like that.
Yeah.
The
Then
small
the
little-
car, his car, also got destroyed in similar manner.
Yeah.
Granted that that's like the cool way that a car gets destroyed,
Oh, yeah.
flipping over on its side.
I know you were telling me about the whole the little Easter egg that's kind of the The retarded the
Master Blaster.
Master Blaster. Yeah,
The
from Beyond Thunderdome.
the son of
Yeah.
Immortan Joe. He had the big muscle guy that was ripping the engine out of the war truck.
Yeah.
And he had the crippled one that was back at the base.
Yeah.
That was smart, and he was going, "Hey brother, go ask Dad what's wrong. Figure it out." It wasn't like exactly Master Blaster,
but it's that similar.
But his
character.
brother was retarded.
It's an interesting
you know,
one.
Yeah.
I had a brother.
baby brother.
Okay. Yeah, that is.
You know.
I like the like similar characters
Subtle
keep
hint.
popping in.
There was also a subtle hint in the to Thunderdome in the. I mean, it's kind of iffy, but when he goes to check on it, in the back there's an open section that's the exact framing of the cage from Thunderdome.
Oh, really?
Okay.
But like I said, that one.
That
No,
one's
no, no.
iffy.
I think the best one that you told me was the V8 praying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To where
Like-
because I didn't even realize that it like until watching it a second time, it was like, okay, they're just like putting their hands together and like, that's
yeah.
our cheer type of thing.
Everything in the world today is now just a
Ideal.
a retarded version, a de-evolution
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
like what the past was. We had the Volvina clan, which like okay, the girl clan, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, there's plenty of that. But yeah, that part.
But
where
they're
I thought they
worshiping-
were just praying.
That's what I'm liking.
their hands
They're
together.
worshiping
To be clear to the people who can't see,
Yeah.
putting our fingers together, making a V shape out of all of our fingers, and that's what the War Boys used to pray,
Yeah.
where it
Yeah.
makes several V's, which
Hopefully
is the
you've
V8.
seen the movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, some people
Yeah,
have
right?
it, so we should make
But
it.
yeah.
spoiler warning was there. So.
But that's also another thing is the de-evolution. They worship, they respect power in that world. And what's the
They
most
respect
powerful
cars,
engine?
yeah.
The V8.
That's magic. That's godly. That's
Yeah.
it's,
they don't
it's
have the like
cave,
technical.
it's a
tech.
caveman mentality.
Right.
Like
Mhm.
it's
They can fix cars, but they don't really create cars.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah,
in that
everything's
world
scrapped
was
together.
Scavenged.
Yeah.
Even Mad Max's car. They didn't. Well, even later on in the movie, when they're chasing them, there's a truck that a car carrier like transport to where all the wrecks were on that truck. They were salvaging as they were going to chasing after them.
that's right.
Yeah, it was just basically a driving scrapyard for them.
What was your guys' favorite scene?
I don't think they're like because the
I
movie
wouldn't say I have a favorite.
Yeah,
scene.
because the movie's like I said, most of it it's one solid car chase, so
Yeah.
it's like one scene.
Yeah.
It like doesn't end.
No. I
Or you're just talking about moment,
just
like a specific moment
Yeah, what's your favorite moment?
that's like sells the movie.
For like me, when I was sitting there watching it, the moment that sandstorm hits, it pans out. You see just this
The size of it.
giant sandstorm, and then they're in it.
That was-
the chaos that they're. Oh my god,
that was one of the
that was
scenes
awesome.
that I saw in the trailer. I'm like, that doesn't look like it belongs in a Mad Max movie. I don't like this. And then we see it, and this was something I was talking to Nathan
Yeah.
about on the way back. Is this whole movie takes place in post-apocalyptic desert world, basically.
Right.
What's the one color you're supposed to see all the time post-apocalyptic desert world? Brown. How many colors does this movie have? A fucking shitload! The tornado area is red and orange, and we're seeing all this
Yeah.
color there. The night scene in the swamp, everything's covered in bright blue because of all
that
the
was,
moonlight.
That was just
Yeah.
a filter.
It doesn't matter.
But that's
No,
like,
right.
but like, go to the other Mad Max movies. It's all brown, dark, dingy all the time. This
No,
movie
it-
actually had
yeah.
a lot of color for a post-apocalyptic world, like any setting in this.
But it added to it.
It did, yeah.
Like, yeah, you're supposed to feel kind of dreary because
Yes.
post-apocalyptic, but the colors that
I
they're
mean,
adding
even-
are just almost like in the storm. It's violent.
Yeah. Even
The
when we
colors are
get to
just
the
a,
Volvina
like, clash.
clan, it's still a brown desert, but it's beach sand brown. It's a light brown, and we have a much clearer sky. It's a bright blue
Yeah.
sky. We get a lot of color. That takes some fucking great art direction. Because like,
Yeah, wow.
yeah, no, there's a lot. Like that's one of those things. And even the fucking War Boys, what do they chrome up.
Oh my god,
They chrome up.
Chrome.
They use bright colors.
I die. I live again.
Yeah.
Oh, I
they
love
use
the
color
chrome.
to
Oh.
activate.
The best part of that is when you first see it, you don't understand what it is. You
Oh, yeah.
To me, I thought like
Like
they're just
silver
getting
paint
high.
or-
Like
Oh, I knew it was
some sort of
chrome or
drug
something.
that
I knew it was
yeah.
chrome paint.
Well, no,
but, like,
that's
but
to
you can
me.
huff
It was
paint.
like, well, it wasn't even huffing the
So,
paint.
like-
To me, it was like, this is something that it's not making them like not feel pain, but it's giving them that last boost
Yeah,
to be
It's
able
a
to be viewed.
war.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
well,
it's
like-
their war paint.
That's what I'm
Quite
saying,
literally
yeah.
is their war
Yeah.
paint. And what do they praise?
It's their kamikaze thing.
Yeah,
It's like,
they
here I
praise
go.
the,
The
like,
shiny, the
the
beautiful.
metal.
Shiny,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
when you
Because it's
shine a
pretty.
car, oh my god, yeah.
'Cause it's
I want to
pretty.
be that.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
I want to be that power.
Yeah, no, that's such a great. God,
Oh,
they,
yeah, that
they,
was great,
they
like-
did such a great job with building this world. This
Yeah.
this movie is so well rounded with so much like. We have like all those different factions. We have the guys on the bikes over by the little
Yeah.
valley area.
Yeah.
We had so many different groups interacting with each other.
And they all had just like interesting pieces
yeah,
of like
and
what
the
they
whole
should be. The
movie
crows.
was one.
The crows
The
were
crows!
people just
Yeah.
like hanging out with birds, but like in the swamp on
It's
stilts. Like,
one fucking scene, but we get so much out of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like that's what.
You know it's an established
Yeah.
tribe.
You immediately pick up what they're doing. They're picking out what's left of the swamps.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
you don't have to be told that. You just know that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Going on to what you were saying about like just the different tribes and stuff, I actually really like the fact that I mean, not even in just in this movie, but in all the Mad Maxes, how the villains have kind of represented stuff. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
God, I don't even remember the guys from,
From the
first
very
one.
first one?
It was like Toe.
Did they actually have like a weird name for the
you
very
just
first
told
one?
me this.
Yeah, it was,
one.
but I mean, it wasn't
like
like
one
it didn't
toe
really,
or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. It wasn't something that meant anything.
Oh.
But his character at that time was kind of, you know, it's the fall of humanity.
Yeah.
And everything's going down. And it was his type of mentality that was doing it.
Yeah.
That I don't give a shit. The
Yeah.
world's going to hell. We're bringing it down with
Yeah.
us. You know. The second one was Humongous.
Yeah.
To where his muscle structure kind of, you know, led to this is the perfect human form.
Yeah.
You know, just ripped muscles, but then, you know, it was they got off to hunting down people and just killing them to kill them.
Yeah.
You know, it was just that again, not caring, but to an extreme. And then Auntie from Whitney
Whatever.
Houston
Yeah.
was, I think it was Entity,
Just
Entity,
Whitney Houston.
but Anti-Entity,
Yeah.
which she was the ruler of rebuilding the world
Yeah.
as long as she was in control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Immortan Joe, which actually was the Toe Cutter.
Toe cutter.
Okay.
Funny thing, this should have been in the Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah.
He is the same. Immortan Joe is the same actor that was Toe Cutter from the
From
original
the
movie.
very first
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not the same
That's
character.
No,
No,
same
no,
actor.
but
It's
same,
the same
actor.
actor.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a solid
but
bit.
Immortan Joe
Yeah.
shows the greed of man
Yeah.
to where he
I don't know if he'd be greed.
keeps all of the water just to himself when there's plenty enough to feed everyone
To me-
or give everyone. Then the
Dude.
women that he controls. No, just let
Okay,
me
go ahead.
The women he controls, once they're gone, he's willing to risk everything to get back his property, what he perceives as his property.
Because you can't fuck with me. This is mine.
Yeah,
and
this
I-
is mine.
I need
Why
mine.
you can't take my stuff away?
Yeah.
And he's willing to risk it. You know, he risks everything.
Yeah.
And people like question him, like his brother, that's the tank driver.
Yeah.
Like he's like, well, why are we doing this? It's like, it's mine. I'm getting
Yeah.
it back. It's like, okay,
You know,
you're the
well,
boss.
yeah. Even the
You have the power.
oil baron. He was like, you realize we've gone through. You know,
That's where
10,000
I'm saying
gallons, this
he's
1,000.
greed. He counted the value by its monetary
Monetary
value. Morton Joe was issuing with his property, which was his women. If the
So
war,
I would
if
say
somebody,
that he's pride.
yeah,
It, like we
yeah,
probably
yeah.
could actually.
He,
assign
I mean,
all of
I
that.
hate to go back to the like feminist crap, but he is the patriarch. He is the
Yeah.
man in charge.
Yes.
Like the other two characters could have been women; they would have had the same character. Bullbiter was the warmonger,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't remember what the fat guy. who-
yeah. I don't know.
but he was the fat,
I'm sure it has something to do with Monopoly.
yeah, but he was the
No.
money guy.
Actually, thinking about it, we like all of them. Are there 7? Are
What?
they the 7 deadly sins? We have
Okay.
gluttony. We have no, not the other ones. The ones that were actually part of it. We have greed, the money grubbing.
Money grubby.
We have pride, Immortan Joe.
Joe. Wrath would be the bullet biter.
Yeah. We have sloth. He can't move. The little the brother.
That's true. What else is
Envy and
Envy.
Already said sloth.
there? I'm trying.
I can't
Envy,
remember.
lust, which
Lust.
would also be a Morton
Yeah,
Joe.
Envy and yeah,
I don't know about
not so much envy, but
and I don't know where that would fit in. That's the one, but that is
Yeah.
actually
But no, it's
pretty.
it's pretty close.
I'm sure if we
yeah.
sat,
But there we
really-
go. I'm applying a narrative that I want to see.
But I wouldn't be that honest.
Good job, Ryan.
I know,
It's
No, I
but it's not a bad one.
No,
Hey,
it's
honest
not.
to God, that's
But
an interesting way
what
to
we-
develop
what you were saying
characters.
about him being the
Yeah.
matronarch or whatever
Patriot.
patriarch was matriarch.
Yeah.
But
wrong one.
I mean, he
I mean,
is
he is the absolute leader because without them, the oil baron and the bullet farm or whatever they
it
call
was
it.
a trifecta, though. They were working with each
Right,
other.
right.
One needed the other to work because, and not
No,
only,
nothing can run without oil.
Yeah.
You know, they can't
We
have
we
war
can't
without
fight-
the bullet
and
farm.
we can't have soldiers without the war boys.
You can't have food. That was the only green place.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than cannibalism.
Yeah.
But
Very
But-
or
but-
water.
but all-
or
but-
water because
all-
they
yeah.
had all the whole thing
But-
was
but-
water.
Well,
but
they
all
also
three-
had the milk.
All three.
That's
yeah.
They were using
Yeah.
milk
Yeah.
for most of the war boys never actually drank water.
Yeah.
They were actually supplied by changing out their blood.
yeah.
It was they are very much the only way they live is war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes and like I said, he was the only guy providing a military service because both Bullet Biter and the Capitalist guy had war boys. They didn't have their own guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like he is providing the so all three of them needed each other in order to function with the little society they've constructed.
And I do love the character that they put into each one of
Oh.
those.
Oh yeah, no, they were very interesting.
Fucking Bullet Biter going out after his eyes explode,
Yeah.
just bandage me up, ah! Like
Well,
shooting
not,
out.
not just that.
He's
but
doing it by sonar.
Yeah, he's just shooting
bang,
out everywhere.
bang.
not just that is he described himself as justice at that
Yeah.
point. You know,
Yeah.
I am justice. I am blind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like
But that goes on to like the downfall of society and the little parts that they remember and pick up on, and I just love those
Because those
little
are also
pieces.
the people that would be old enough
Yeah, like
to have
it's
lived
just,
through it.
to have
Yeah.
yeah.
Also,
Going back to Bullet Biter in that scene, like just how bad it's so weird because like right there's a perfect fight, but the movie says instead we need to prove how badass of a person Mad Max is. He takes a bomb and some gasoline and walks off. We hear an explosion.
Yeah.
He comes back covered in blood and saying, "I took care of
yeah,
it."
no, and they're like, "Oh, are you hurt?" And
Like-
Furiosa, without me missing a beat, like, "No, it's not his blood."
Yeah.
like,
Like
yeah,
that's we could have had a cool action scene, but
We
they knew
could have.
this would have been way better to
no,
point
like
out Max is
you
still a
didn't,
badass.
you didn't need to do a damn thing.
Nope.
We understood.
We knew exactly
But-
what it was.
Max, there's no Mel Gibson in the movie.
Mhm.
Like, but Tom Hardy as Mad Max, it took like me a while to get to this point, but I was like, oh, this is weird. The beginning scene is awesome and stuff, but
Mhm.
like it's just kind of he seems a little disheveled. I'm like, oh, Tom Hardy is doing a great freaking job. He is playing Mel Gibson Mad Max.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not trying to like
No, that's what I got
just
from
be
it,
the
too.
character. He is trying to
Yeah.
be Mel Gibson as that character,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I understood that, I'm like, perfect.
Well,
Love you, Tom Hardy.
He went for the reference.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
he was like, okay, there's only one character.
Yeah, there's only one.
Like,
Max.
there's only one match
Yeah,
right now. I'm
so-
gonna, you know, yeah. I mean,
And
I
he
totally understand.
really just fucking ran with it and owned it, I think.
Are you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
surprised that there was no like little bit of cameo by?
Gibson.
Honestly,
No.
I never thought about it.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
was-
want to see him. I don't care.
Yeah,
The,
it's one,
the character was there. Mad Max was in the
it's
movie.
one of those
right.
things that I didn't want to like them to pull the camera out and be like, "There's Mel Gibson."
No.
Hey,
but have
hey,
him say
I
something.
really-
At this point,
I would have thought would have
at
been
this point, he's James Bond status.
yeah.
You know,
At
what I
this
mean?
point,
you don't see
anyone
other
can
James
play-
Bonds cameoing
From-
James
From
Bonds.
yeah,
No.
Yeah, I'm okay
You
with
know,
that. Like,
which is fine. Yeah, oh, no,
I
it's
think
fine.
that's a perfect.
From what I've read, early on in the story writing and stuff, they
Yeah.
were actually wanting Mel Gibson to be in this
actually.
and be have what's his name be almost like a protege to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
he
I
kinda
think
takes
that would've
the-
completely ruined
takes
it.
the mantle.
oh
kind
yeah,
of thing.
no,
Like
Uh,
Shia LaBeouf getting Indiana Jones hat.
that would have killed it for me.
Yeah, that
the
would have.
other.
And I wouldn't be surprised that that's the reason they didn't do that.
Funny that you said that because I read somewhere that before they asked Tom Hardy, the creator wanted Heath Ledger.
Oh,
To be
that's
Mad Max.
right. Yeah, they were talking about that.
Yeah, before he, and that was obviously before Dark Knight, and then
Yeah.
Dark Knight.
And he went, nope,
And
not
then-
making Mad Max for a few years.
Again, that's
Yeah.
not the last movie he filmed.
No, it's not. But
I feel like I just
But,
had this
I mean-
discussion with somebody, and they're like, "No, that was his last
Well,
movie."
that's because
that was his last
everybody's
big
still like,
movie.
he got fucked up by that role of the Joker.
Yeah,
he got really into
No,
it. It's like,
I had a few people
no.
telling me he died during
During
that,
his,
the
like,
filming of that. I'm
film.
like, no, he was alive during the premiere and stuff. He died during the filming of Dr. Parnassus,
yeah.
and
He died
was-
like right at the launch of
Yes. Yes,
which
and
was the big deal.
it hyped the
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
But he did not die during the production of it.
Right.
It was filmed. There's no CGI or other actors in that
Yeah.
film to make. It's all Heath.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Mad
Going
Max.
back to the actual movie we're supposed to be talking about.
Like,
Yeah, I think
It's just so good from the art direction to the action
Yeah, I think
to just
maybe wrap
the
it up.
lack of script is really good. I mean, even the little things like I don't know if you guys even noticed, but they speed up the camera speed or the filming speed. Just
the
a little
frame
bit,
rate?
Yeah.
like even when he's getting chased in the very
oh
first
no,
scene,
it's
they, like-
a common thing in action films.
it's
too.
like it's like sped up, and
Yeah.
it's cool, it's nice, it's neat.
It makes it seem more frantic because it's
Yeah.
unusual. It's a good use of using technology
Yeah.
to make a movie better.
Yeah.
and
Camera
make it
tricks.
it's making it noticeable.
Ryan. I mean, Nathan.
yeah, don't blame him for that one.
It's making it noticeable, but in a good way. You're drawn to that little moment, and it actually affects you.
Yeah.
But like one final point, I think. How do you guys think of the movie versus the old ones?
Like I said, I never was a big fan of the old ones.
Okay.
But then again, I never sat through them all the way because, as with all movies, I don't watch movies. I watch parts of movies. But like that's what I mean. Like the old Mad Max movies, I got the idea, but I just was never drawn into it because I'm just watching people kill each other on cars, and
Yeah.
this one, it was probably the visuals. It really went a lot more characterizing things with the visuals. Things weren't just scraps being moved around. You know, it wasn't just brown dirt everywhere. There was a lot, I don't know, things to me felt a lot more realized. It actually felt more like a full world. Like I said, we had multiple factions who were working together to stabilize each other. So really,
Humanity was still there.
yeah, there was, well, it was showing that there was a new society being rebuilt in this world, and but it was still founded on brute barbarism, horrible
Yeah,
treatment of people.
the people that can
It
rebuild
worked,
a world
it just
are
wasn't
the people
very
strong
beneficial.
enough to take over people.
Yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, this one was the one that drew me in, and I'm actually really psyched about it. So
Are you psyched that they're going to be
I was
making
actually-
more?
I actually meant to bring that up before we ended this. There's the talk of Furiosa getting her own movie.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, you haven't heard of that?
And what's his
Like-
face? Emoji getting his own backstory movie.
Really? I didn't hear about that.
Who the fuck is Emoji?
well,
Emoji.
Because I kept mispronouncing
Oh,
it.
okay.
The
What?
evolution
I
of
kept
language
mispronouncing
happening right now.
Yeah.
You
But-
can't say it.
But
so
supposedly the Furiosa movie was being planned before this even came out.
Yeah.
Like
There's
they,
already a comic book for.
they were
the
like so
Immortan
sure
Joe,
she's
though.
a strong character that they could make their own Furiosa movie
I-
set in the Mad Max world.
I love Charlize Theron, but I want to see another fun romp with Mad Max. I
But
don't
although
want to
they'll
see
still-
Another
they
Mad
still-
Max.
but I don't
adventure.
want to see like her go on because at the end of the movie, she has
She's in a
redemption.
She's the leader.
Yeah,
I agree.
She
yeah, she's in a
has-
seat of power. so
It's not just the seat of power. Like she's probably not going to be the one that tries to take over.
No.
like potentially,
They'll probably-
she's going to try and build a decent society.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. What I want to see is another Mad Max
well,
movie.
let's say they strip her of all of her power and she becomes
Similar to Mad Max.
essentially
Mad
it's a new
Max
Mad
woman.
Max just with a woman character.
It's
basically.
Mad Maxing.
Yeah, Mad Maxine.
I think
Would that be interesting to you?
No,
Not at all.
well,
no,
It would be-
I just think
I
it
would-
taints the movie. Like it's
Well,
just
does that mean you
like
didn't
what
like
Ryan
half
said.
of this movie?
no. I mean, I just completely agree with Ryan. It was started and ended.
Yeah,
Like that's it.
I feel like
Her
her
story
story is
is
over.
It's done.
She
You know,
had her redemption. You would have to create conflict in her life, and I don't want to see the conflict in her life anymore.
No.
She's suffered enough.
Yeah.
Mad Max's character is always
Has
the
al-
character.
he's always the
that's
wanderer.
the wanderer, and
He
is
has to
always
go
all
through
he
fucked
ever cared
up.
about
Yeah.
was his family, so he's not going to care about
He
anything
can't.
else.
Yeah.
And I love that as his character.
yeah.
And I'm right on board with Ryan. Like you said, is
They'd have to strip
that,
the
that's
character
how I
back
felt
down.
the movie ended. Is she's there, she's the ruler, and she's going to build a better society. You know, the fucking
like she's wanted.
the milkmaid ladies.
Yeah.
They opened up the water for
Yeah,
all the
they're
all
now
the
liberated.
people.
It's pretty obvious.
You know,
that
the warmongers are dead.
Yeah.
The oil baron is dead.
Like I could see
They
it
can
having a
rebuild.
fight for when they're coming back, but also they have all of the young war boys.
yeah,
Yeah.
They have a decent sized
And
army.
the war boys were the ones that brought her up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
They
they
ignored
saw
the
she-
slave maker guy and started rolling up the thing.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
they
And-
respect her.
And she, I felt her story, like Ryan said, her story's done because she's there to be there to build that society that's
Yeah.
gonna be grand. And
Hopefully.
yeah,
Be great.
hopefully.
Who knows if it can actually stand on its own 2 feet?
right,
Well, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Her-
matter.
I
Yeah.
feel like her story's over.
Yeah.
Story's
I-
over.
like
I
if-
think it would
if
be
they did
cheesy as hell
anything-
if they did.
Yeah, I think.
I can imagine that it would be the like Chronicles of Riddick where they did the little animated special. It's an hour long. It's
Yeah.
a badass thing, but that's it. It is not super extra story that's needed.
Yeah.
It all like if they do the battle that's right after that, Max is already gone. It's just her kicking ass. Sure, I'm going to enjoy that. Do I want 2 hours of her stripped
Yeah.
of her power because I can't see them doing anything more? She's a great character.
Yeah.
But her story is done. She
Yeah.
had her growth. She had her moment.
She
of
made it pretty
completion.
clear what was her objective, and by the end of the movie, she got it. So
Yeah.
what else is there for her to do?
They're already restarting the hope of some of the Volvina tribe.
Yeah.
And sorry.
No,
he was agreeing.
I said right.
So they're replanting. Mother Nature is coming back.
Yeah.
They're restarting
They're building
a
the
society.
green place.
Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
they are trying over again.
You know, with the new river that's going to be forming from the
Yeah.
that waterfall.
Plus
they
the
can plant
bringing
more.
all the plant seeds from the Volvina tribe.
And they
have
actually
all the
have on
plant
top
life.
of that thing
Yeah.
an entire plant life, anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's animals they can actually do
Sustain.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
They can live. I've seen Fern Gully. I don't need a movie like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't need Fern Gully with an armless chick.
Well, no, I don't need Fern Gully without Tim Curry.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, what
Spoiler
if, what
warning.
if what if what if Furiosa 2 has Tim Curry as the bad guy?
Shit.
I'm down.
As
Oh, dude, yeah,
that's
that's,
all.
would
That's
be.
all it needs.
Yeah.
Needs
That's
to-
a
No,
selling
no,
point.
no,
Yes,
no, no.
but
the
seriously.
thing is Tim Curry from
Clue.
no Time Warp.
Oh,
yeah.
Rocky Horror Picture
Rocky
Show.
Horror Picture Show.
Wow, yeah, he's already got the
It's
Mad
perfect.
Max World character.
Back to subject. Would
Yes.
you be excited, or are you excited for what they're talking about? A sequel or a trilogy to this new Mad Max?
Why would what do they mean by trilogy?
Do you
Like
want
two,
a
like a
sequel
couple
to
more
Mad Max?
movies.
If another
Do you want another Mad Max?
Blink, another Mad Max, sure. A sequel to this Mad Max, as in there's some continuing story
Yeah,
element?
yeah.
No, fuck
No.
that. That
Okay.
But yeah, another Mad
Just,
Max.
just
I'm
another
on-
episode of Mad Max.
I want another Mad Max adventure.
with
yeah,
this
exactly.
kind of art direction, with this kind of storytelling, with this kind of world they've already developed that continues from the other. Yes, I want to see more of this
Okay.
with an original story that's, of course, disconnected from all the other Mad Maxes, so you can watch them in any order and they all still make sense.
Yeah.
That's really what the series is. Just like the fucking James Bond movies.
Yeah, exactly.
You can watch it almost any of
Yeah,
them.
except for the
There's a-
newer ones.
yeah,
that are
there's
kind of
Which yeah.
Might be.
which are
Um,
prequels in it.
Andrew,
Yeah.
same question as John. Did you enjoy the movie? How do you think it held up to the original?
Oh, it fucking kicked me in the balls, and I loved it. I wanted more.
Whoa there, Ebert. Slow down.
How many thumbs are up your bum right
yeah.
now?
Oh, dude, I got so many thumbs. No, they were. I can't
I like
compare
that he
them.
admits there's more than just thumbs up there.
I can't compare them to the old ones, but as a whole series, it's fucking great. It did not tarnish the old movies at all. It did it justice. It was fucking great in every way, shape, or form. Best movie of 2015, or best blockbuster of 2015 so far.
I mean, we're still early on in the summer.
No,
years,
right.
But
So far.
But no,
But yeah, I'd recommend it to anybody if they haven't seen it. Oh man, you're missing out.
yeah, it's a good one.
Because you could go for the story, go for the action, you'll be entertained. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything that's been said has been said.
Yeah, I mean, I loved the film. Actually, one thing that I have to say, I am that like kind of artsy nerd to where like when you actually can apply a narrative to a story or talk about. We can talk so much about this movie.
Oh yeah.
We can talk about this on so many levels.
We're already getting an
yeah,
hour, so
yeah. we can talk about it on like an artistic way.
Yeah.
We can apply our narratives. I did not have the talking point of the 7 Deadly Sins before this. It came to me while we were
Yeah.
talking about it. I love movies like that. My
if
favorite
you-
movie of all time.
you're gonna go back and check to see if there is 7 Deadly Sins.
Quite
in that
possibly,
movie.
yeah. No, I'm gonna watch it again. I love the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I love movies that I can take apart and enjoy because I'm piecing just like every little bit of it. I can just like sink my teeth into and
Yeah.
find something about it.
That's
It's great. I love Easter eggs in it.
Yeah.
Like not Easter eggs, but Easter like. I can find something in it that is just interesting. I could write a paper on it
Oh,
for
yeah.
all I fucking care.
Yeah, you can still just watch it as an action movie and
and
not
then
give a
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
and then I could turn off my bread and go, yeah, this is good. Crow me, baby.
Yeah.
But I,
Witness me.
Yeah.
but I love that, and it was so it's good on so many levels to me, and I don't care what narrative you apply to it. That doesn't sour other people's narrative for this movie does not sour.
Just 'cause
for me.
I can
I
see
love
it
the
there.
fact that they have that narrative for
Yeah.
themselves. Good for you. I hope you take power to this movie because it is a good fucking movie, and I want people talking about it, and I think people should be in theaters seeing it right now.
As you said, everything's been said. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the entire series. You know, first time I remember Road Warrior was being sick at home from school in, I think, elementary school.
And Price is
Yeah.
Right was over, so that's all you had left.
Yeah, The Price is Right was over.
TNT or TBS
I was
is
bored,
showing
and
it.
I was
Plus
bored.
the PIR is gone.
My dad walked in, and he goes, "You want to watch Mad Max?" I go, "What the hell is that?" And he put it on, and
How you talk as a little kid?
What the
What the fuck is that?
fuck
you
is
stupid
that,
dad?
Just imagine you like a jacked little kid.
I know. I
Do it.
just see it as like, what the hell's that, Dad? And Dad pulls up some sunglasses, puts it on. He's like, hold on to your shit for this.
Yeah, no.
Throws the VHS at him, and it just flies.
It's
with
an
him.
old '90s commercial
Yeah.
for Mad Max.
That's what he did. But no, like he popped it in, old shitty VHS, and I loved the movie. You know, kid explosions,
Yeah.
whatever. Then
I love kids exploding.
He got Thunderdome right after that. Watched that. Then Mad Max, which I was like,
Yeah.
I don't really understand this part. But well, it didn't really make sense at the time. But
like I said, there's a disconnect.
the first thing I did when I
But it
got
is
home,
the first one.
Yeah.
I went over and I was like, "Hey, Dad, you need to see that movie." And we talked for over an hour about that movie.
Oh, yeah.
That he hasn't seen and how good it was.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
it's just
Can't do that with a lot of movies today.
No,
you
you
can only do that because it matched up so perfectly.
Not just that, but
It-
because even though I saw all this stupid narrative shit, I know like my brother, after he came home later that night, I was like, oh, just saw Mad Max, and he's like, is it good? And I'm like, even though I know all this, I see all this shit in it, doesn't matter. He'll like it. He won't see that because he doesn't look for it. He'll see a fucking cool ass car chase of a movie that doesn't stop. Like it never sucks. It never sucks, despite you think it wears thin.
right.
And that's what makes it amazing.
Yeah, it grows on the universe. So if you like that type of stuff, which I do, it really does grow on it. And go see it in theaters because that experience, the theater experience.
Yeah, no,
You know,
I'll agree. The theater experience does make it a lot better.
And the day it comes out on DVD, I'm buying it.
Oh, definitely.
We'll
But
have
not
a party.
Blu-ray. Not Blu-ray.
No,
You're
we're gonna have a party. We're all gonna dress up in leather.
Not
and we're
Blu-ray,
just
I'm
gonna
getting
have
HD.
chrome drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We aren't going to watch the movie. We're just going to do that.
Yeah, no. We'll have pictures. Don't worry.
But and
I'll
I
be chromed.
am very much excited for the possibility of
a future.
sequels.
Oh
Or
yeah, no.
So
that's
long
something
as the
I
same
want.
amount-
That's what I mean by
you know.
sequels. Loose, quote unquote,
I
sequels.
want another episode of Mad Max.
Yes.
Yeah.
we all do.
The Kung Fu, the legend continues. Yeah, I want that to happen.
That's-
Everything just being
Yes, very much so.
doesn't matter where it is in his life. Just another episode, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a magical adventure.
Yeah.
We all enjoyed it.
Thanks for spending an hour with
Wow.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry. Pretty long.
Can't believe
episode.
you stayed this long.
Hopefully you
Thank
stayed
you.
this long.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm Ryan.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Joe.
I'm Nathan.
And we'll see you next time on... What was this?
For Real
Real
Friends.
friends. God damn
Fucking
it.
goddamn.
Hit the likes, Jack.